Hi, I'm Catherine Mora. I'm a book coach and I work with coaches, speakers, and aspiring thought leaders to help them write beautiful books and get them out into the world. This is Cat's Book Chat, and today's topic is how to get published. Lots of people come to me who do want to get traditionally published for their book, although I do primarily work with self-published authors. And there are lots of reasons for that. But today I will talk about how to get published. Now, there are different processes really for non-fiction and fiction, and I'll run through them both quite quickly. So with non-fiction, you generally need to send a proposal to a publisher, and this is also normally done through an agent. You're sending a proposal that tells them about the book. You know, you do things like your research on audience and other books in the market that are similar. Don't say there are no similar books, that's not a good thing. And a list of the chapters as well as some sample chapters. You know, there's a few different things that are included, but essentially you do this proposal. I've seen them anywhere from a few pages through to like 50 pages. It really depends on a number of different options, but it's really about the quality rather than the length of the proposal. And based on that proposal, they'll decide if they want you to write the book. Now, traditionally there was a bit of a difference between how you treated memoir and how you treated, say, self-help or business. And that is that with a memoir, people often would want you to write it first and then you pitch them, right? These days, you know, it's sort of changing, and there's really no hard and fast rule because all publishers have their own different preferences. So sometimes it's possible to do a proposal for the memoir, right, rather than having to write the whole thing first. Now, one caveat I want to put across all of this is the fact that publishers are in this business to make money just like everybody else. So they're not going to do something that's not going to make money, or certainly something that is going to lose them money, right? They're not going to do something that they are not pretty confident is going to make money rather than lose money. Nobody's in the business to lose money. It's a very competitive industry with books, and self-publishing books are obviously giving publishers a run for their money, okay? So publishers have to think about what's the likelihood they're going to sell a certain number of your book in the first week, whether that be in Australia, maybe that's 10,000 is like a bestseller. In the US, to be on a top 10 best-selling list like a USA Today or Wall Street Journal, you're looking at selling around the 10 to 15,000 mark to be in the top 10. And then obviously to be number one, you know, you're going to have some pretty big numbers. New York Times is another one altogether. So therefore, a publisher would be pretty silly to take somebody on who they didn't feel would reach those numbers. So you may have heard this, I have an eyelash, something that they look at is what audience you already have, because your job is to bring buyers to them, okay, people who are going to buy the book, and that's part of your following. So they will look at your follower numbers and engagement, because obviously real followers are important, not sort of bought followers. And those numbers, look, there's no hard and fast rule. In Australia, perhaps it's, 50,000, 100,000 you'd want to have before you felt like you had enough. And there are people like, who have had book deals. That mummy blogger, Constance Hall, I don't know how many followers she has these days. I think it might have been about 1 million. And obviously she got a book deal because there would be the understanding that a certain percentage of those followers would buy the book. Okay, and there's your audience who are buying the book to give it the start that it really needs to be successful. If you are unknown, it doesn't mean you can't get a book publishing deal. It just means you make it harder, and obviously they're going to be looking at other things. So, a great idea, the quality of your book, the quality of your proposal, and those sorts of things. Do they really want that book? Does it cover something they haven't done before? Is it something that's a bit on trend and they just want to get it out there? And that will also affect, if you're not well known, the kind of advance that you're given, and the royalties, basically the kind of deal you get with them. Are they going to pay for your marketing, or are they going to get you to pay for it? If they're taking a punt on you because you're unknown, then certainly it wouldn't make sense for them to shell out a huge amount of money on your marketing unless they felt confident that something was really going to take off because there was something very, very special about what you write about. With fiction, you need to finish the book in its entirety and edit before you send it anywhere. You need an agent almost always In Australia, publishers will accept manuscripts. They put it in what they call the slush pile. But to be honest, most publishers very rarely publish off the slush pile. So they will accept them, but then in reality, do they actually publish them? And usually the answer is no, or very rarely. So the agent won't take you on unless they feel very confident they can get you a publishing deal, because they don't get paid until you get paid. And then of course they get a commission, like a percentage of what you earn. So there is a process to go through. Hopefully this was helpful. I know it was a very simplified version, but I try to keep these short so that they're not too long and unwieldy. And I do have a checklist, the 45-step book writing and publishing checklist. I'm going to drop that link below. I really hope you're enjoying the videos, and I will see you on the next one. Bye.